This video is going to show Pro Shop end of day. So we're going to go over at the end of the day what your closer should be doing to end out each terminal. And for this video we will be in the play system so that we can simulate these end of days. So I'm going to head into the Pro Shop terminal. The end of day button is on the T sheet. So you will see this is our order screen. Right here on the T sheet we have this end of day button. So this is where we're going to head at the end of the day to close out our terminals. When I click on end of day, you'll see here open days. This should be a red flag to your staff. We do just want to see the day that we're closing out. So what we're seeing here is these days have not been closed out in the play system. And I opened some of these days just so we had multiple days to close out. But normally when you come in here, you're just going to see the day that you worked and your user ID. Obviously we can see which terminal we're on, today's date, and then what we started the day with, which will always default to 0. So I'm going to go to the 18th here. For this case, let's just assume today is January 18th. We're going to hit OK, and you can see we have our end of day money reconciliation. Starting on the left, we have tender type, our actual counts, which these are blind closes, so the only ones that we will see populate in here are Visa, MasterCard, Discover, American Express, gift cards. You can see down below here these tender types are from our old system, and then obviously we have cash and check. Over on the right here we have total count. So for this day it looks like we had 4 transactions that were tendered to cash. So that's what this total count is. So if you were to go to check and you saw 0, you would know you had no checks in your end of day. If there was a 1 there and you didn't have a check in your drop, that would be a red flag telling you, hey, somebody rang through to a check on this terminal, or I rang through to a check and I need to locate that check and I'm not finding it. So that would be a red flag. So this is the total number of transactions that were tendered to each individual type. So it looks like we only have cash here. I'm going to type in, $20 or whatever is above and beyond my starting day or my float. So if I had $300 in there to start the day and now I have $320, I can pull out that 20 and hit commit. We do have a few other options here before I hit commit. No shows. This is just going to show us a no-show billing. We don't use this currently, so you can ignore this button. We have count cash, which will be similar to your old POS systems, where if your staff is used to just typing in the number of individual cash items here. So if you have 2 pennies and 5 $5 bills and 1 $20, it's just going to total for you and then populate that cash area when we hit OK. We can also print this cash reconciliation here if we'd like. This is just going to do the math for you in this area. So if we were to hit OK here, you would see that total self-populates. We can save this and come back to it. We can print this sheet. It is good to know that once we do hit commit, we will get a printout of the reconciliation. And then we can cancel and start over. So I'm going to hit commit here. So what you're seeing here, items resulting in negative quantities. If you see this come up, please write down this number or take a screenshot of this and get this to your general manager or your golf operations manager. This just means that there's inventory items in Total Golf that are below 0 in quantity. So that's just a red flag. And the best thing to do is just get that information to your operations manager so he can look up this ID and find out why there's no inventory on hand and there's negative quantities. So you can bypass this, hit OK once you have that number, and you'll see we're starting to work here. This is a good sign. We always want to see this status, the Pro Shop, end of the day completed successfully, sending to Great Plains. We're going to hit OK. And you'll see it'll take a minute there. That's just because it's sending the information to Great Plains. It'll default and log us back out. And at that time, a small printout will come out with the reconciliation that you can put with your drop. Be advised that once you end the day, if you were to log back in before leaving again, it will open a new occurrence. So what I'm saying there is if you log back in at this time, before the next day, and you go back to end of day, it will start a new occurrence for that day. We just closed the 18th, so you're not going to see the 18th open back up. But for instance, if I were to go to the 27th, and here we have enter actual popping up, you're going to see that in your end of day. We didn't have any transactions, but these are the numbers that we enter to end our day. Remember here over on the total count, if it's 0, we do need to at least put 0 into these enter actuals. They do all need to be populated, whether it's a 0 or a number, in order to commit the day. So for this instance, today's the 27th, I just ended the day. For some reason, a customer were to walk in again, and I needed to get back into the system and run a transaction. What I would need to do is end the day again. So when I click end the day, you can see it is opened back up that day, which is okay if you do have to get back in here. You just want to end that day again. Make sure if you do log back in that you go to that particular day, click OK. You'll see we didn't run any transactions there, but we do want to end this day with all zeros. Hit commit and end the day again, if that circumstance did happen. So once you end the day and you get to this screen, be sure to just exit out and stay out of the system unless you need to get back in. And if you do get back in that day again. So I'm just going to go over it one more time. We log in. Like I said, normally you would just see the day open for the day you're on. You would select that day. This is our end of day money reconciliation. You can see our total transactions on the right. We would enter our cash above our float number, enter any other information. Like I said, most of this credit card information and event information, anything in this area in the middle of the screen, this is going to self-populate. If we had done some transactions, you won't have to worry about this. You're just looking for where it says enter actual in red. We're going to enter those numbers, hit commit, make sure our status says sending to Great Plains. It may take a minute. Like I said, the more transactions you run, the more information that is being sent over to Great Plains. Let that populate. It's going to print out your reconciliations sheet, put it with your drop, and that's the end of the day. You'd log out at that time. So that's end of day in the Pro Shop.